everyone, I'm Dana and I am back for another video of what did and did not work in 2025. Let's start with this Moterm passport. When I saw them, I thought, oh, those are just so cute. And I thought, you know what, this would be a great on-the-go planner if you didn't need a lot of cards, or you just wanted to grab it, throw a few cards in, write a few notes. And all of last year we were house hunting, and I thought it would be great for that, to write notes down, and I did not use it. I absolutely did not use it. I took my one that I'm using for a wallet and health planner, and yeah, I just didn't use it. It's really cute. It's got a big back pocket. These are really affordable. They have the veg tan leather, they have pebbled leather, and then these booklets are the mini Dories from Coco Daisy. But you know, I just didn't use it. And I thought of other things I might do with it, like scripture writing or something, or journaling, but it was such a busy year last year. It's just one of those things that did not work for me. I'm not going to sell it. I have a couple of them. And I thought if I really, really like the size, I might do a custom in Vanderspec, but as of right now, I'm just going to put this one on hold because I don't really know what I would use it for. And the next one, last year, I found the Sterling ink into common planners, and I bought 3 of them, and man, I was gung-ho. I'm like, I'm going to make all these work for different things. When as I always say, I'm a ring planner person, and that is still true. But the only one I got to work was the one I used for my health and on the go in my wallet. This pink one I set up for a goals planner. I wanted to try to do it all in a bound book because I'll write goals in my ring planner, and I started using it, writing out goals, writing out my writing, my research, my genealogy, our house hunting goals and health goals and all that. And I started it, but it was so busy last year, I didn't keep up with it. So to me, it was a huge waste of a planner that I didn't keep up with. So I'm really disappointed that I did not. But I mean, if you don't try them, you don't know. I just kept going back to my ring planner for notes over and over. And like, say if I was hunting specific houses or types of houses, or my husband had to have an RV for his work, and I was researching styles of RVs and sizes, and I set up a ring planner and I used it. So again, I was disappointed that I did not keep up with that one. And same goes for this one. I set this one up for a faith based planner in the same Sterling ink size, and I started writing out scriptures, and I tried to do sermon notes and prayers sections, and Christian books I was reading, or just whatever faith-based. And again, I failed. It wasn't that I wasn't listening to the sermons or doing the Bible research. I just went back to my ring planners to do it. One of the things about that, whether I'm in a busy year or not, I gravitate toward the ring planners because I can move stuff around in them. I would love to keep a bound book of Bible research and the sermon notes and all that. I would love that. But I found myself time and time again reaching for the ring planners. I have several of them set up at any given time. That I do Bible study in. And I keep them set up because I may want to do it for a while in this color. It may be spring and I want a certain color, or like this one. I use this one for an entire year, set up with all of the prayers, the sermon notes, the specific Bible study, books I was reading. I used this for a solid year. I just love this color when I got it. And the thing I liked about these as well was if I didn't want to come get one of these that is already set up, I keep notes in my main planner, and since it's the same size, personal size, I can just bring them and put them over here in one of these to reference at a later time. So I like that. But last year, for my faith research and Bible study, the ring planners won out, as they always have. But I don't know. Again, that was just another disappointment to me that I couldn't make a bound book work. So I will probably stick with just the ring planners again this year. However, this one, I didn't really do Bible sermon notes or study per se in this one. And by the way, this is a Chick Sparrow, where these others, bound and rings, are Vanderspek. This one is a personal size, and they just come out with this, I believe it was this year, in the personal size bound book with Chick Sparrow. And I loved the smaller size. I really don't know of any other company. If someone knows, for some reason my light is flickering. If someone knows of another company that also has bound books, please put it in the comments, because I'm not really up on all the bound book stuff. But this was just, grid pages, and I used it to just put a few stickers, write out prayers, write out scriptures, stuff like that. And while I didn't fill the book up this last year because I kept going to my ring planners, I'm still going to use it into 2026 and continue what I was doing, because I like this size. It's small, it's not cumbersome. So I don't even know if companies like Vanderspek make this personal size as a cover. But it would be nice to know if there are other companies that make this size. So that, it worked. It just, it doesn't have really a date. And I liked that about these books, that they weren't, it wasn't dated. You didn't have any pressure of when you had to use it by, where with the Sterling ink for something like that, other than the notes in the back, it's dated. So I would have to go back and cover over that if I wanted to use the rest of the book without wasting it. But that is those. And these two, I'm not in pocket size. I did use them quite a bit for my on-the-go wallet before I started this bound book system for my health, and I loved it because it was small. You know, you didn't have something big in your purse. I used a lot of the Moterm pocket ones, but I saw this Vanderspec on a buy sell trade, and I just loved the Janet Leather Brown, and it had the big A4 clasp, so I bought it even though I wasn't in rings, because I know a lot of times I go back to my ring or my pocket. Even though I wasn't in pocket, I'll go back to rings as a wallet back and forth. So I got it and just set it up with notes. Like these are the size, these are I punched my Cocoa Daisy notepads. So I have tons of notes, and if I'm at my desk and I want to just grab it and write quick notes, I have it there handy. But I also have it if I want to quickly change out of this one and take this as my on-the-go wallet, I can still do that. But at the moment, this is the only pocket rings I have. And this one, I've talked about this one before, but this one is the Janet Leather A6 and Janet Leather Brown, and on the inside it's the Velvet Sand. And I got that before I did any custom velvet sands to play with, and I'm still not using it other than just a giant notepad and trial of A6 inserts. There's different, let me see if some I can turn to. I've got my planners, looking like these is some really, I don't even know if you can get these anymore, but I've got different inserts. I was trying out printables, in case I ever wanted to go back to A6. I don't know. There's just something that draws me to this square size, but I would have to go out. This is the only A6 I have right now. I used them years ago, but personal is so much easier to get than about any other size that I just stay in it. But I can't bring myself to sell this one. I just love the shape of it. So I keep it, I print out, I'll buy inserts sometimes and just print them out and put them in here and play around with it just in case I want to go back to using it or stick it in my purse. Other than this and other than this. But that is just a few more things that I wanted to talk about. I know so many people go through the same thing of what is going to work for me, what is not going to work for me, and this is some of the things that did and didn't. I just did a video yesterday of my main planners, which was the personal rings or standard rings, and this bound book for my health, and that will probably be the main planners I stick with this year. Years and years ago, I was in an A5, and I still play, sometimes think that would be so nice to have that, but my sweet spot is really the personal size, so I'm going to stick with that again this year. And just, I don't know, who knows, going through the year, we're kind of slowing down now that we're getting moved. I may play around with some more of these. I may use them for, I may find a use for some different sizes, but for the most part, it is going to stay standard rings, or if you're Julio, medium XL size. I like that over a regular personal because you got a little extra width if you wanted to do a Franklin Covey Compact insert size. And I like the 30 millimeter rings in those sizes. But as I said, who knows, you know, when I get through the year what I'll end up with, but I'm pretty sure it's going to stay with personal ring or standard rings with personal inserts, and the one bound book for sure for my health, and I use it for health and on the go as a wallet. So it's working for me. So if it's working, you know, why mess it up? Anyway, there you go. Another video of my planner chaos, planner happiness, planner peace we're all striving for, and thank you for watching.